Jesuit, lane 3 at Lanya Juniors. And it looks like it's a close race here on the screen. Lane 4, Sarasota Crew. Lane 5, Oars. Lane 6, Space Coast. Lane 7, Vero Beach Rowing. So we are still very early on into this race, and it is anyone's game at this point. Have a little bit of separation of the field, couple bow balls poking out ahead, but so far no clear obvious leaders at this point. There's still connection across all boats. We'll see what kind of a boat race we have. This could be a tighter field, so let's see what we come up with. Looking like a little bit of a lead coming from lane 4. And between lane 4 and lane 7, Vero Beach could be lane 7 with a slight advantage. At this vantage point, it's a little difficult to say, but it does look like out in lane 7, this might be our first lane 7 lead of the day. And yes, it does look like Vero Beach in lane 7, stroked by Tristan Hall, has poked the bow deck out in front the rest of the field, just ever so slightly. So this is going to be an exciting race, folks. We have a lot of close racing here today. We have a really challenging, really exciting race out for us today. Wonderful conditions on the course. Just a little bit of a cross breeze coming from the starboard side, but just ever so slightly. Nothing super challenging, but this is a close race. We have lane 4 continuing to push out ahead, fighting for that top spot. Lane 3 still not far behind that. So they are neck and neck here. Lane 7, lane 4. So Triangle Rowing Club in lane 7, Vero Beach in lane 7. And in lane 4, Sarasota Crew. Lane 3, Atlanta Juniors. And we have a very close race, folks. So this is going to be, looks like we're not going to see a ton of separation until we get a little bit farther down the race course. So it's going to be a real nail biter of a race. I think we're going to see a boat race from wire to wire. So this is kind of what we all hope for, is that you race and you find some really competitive crews that are very close in speed to each other. There's not a lot of separation right now. Triangle Rowing Club in lane 1, falling behind the field a little bit. I would say Bell and Jesuit falling behind the field a little bit, but there are 5 crews that are really just in the thick of it with each other. Lane 3 through 7. Atlanta Juniors, Sarasota, Orlando, Space Coast, and Vero Beach. They're all in striking distance of one another as we cross over into that third 500 meters of the race. So well in the third 500, we're at the 4-minute mark, hammering down to the last 500. So now we're in this part of the race where you really have to make a distinguishing decision of where are we going to go with our boats here. So you might start to see athletes, boats either staying where they are or starting to inch out ahead, take a little bit of a risky move. You can see the little bit of a surge from Vero Beach. They're answering that call. They see that out in lane 4, Sarasota Crew is taking that little bit of a lead, but they want to maintain their connection with the boat, so they're taking a little bit of a push. Sarasota Crew still holding that lead. Vero Beach may have run out of gas here, but we'll see. They may be able to maintain their speed. Sarasota Crew in the first place position, followed by Atlanta Juniors. Vero Beach still holding that third place spot. And again, still Space Coast and Orlando, they're still very much in the mix as well for a medal. So it's going to come down to the wire, folks. They're well within the last 500 meters of this race, so we need everyone to get on their feet, open up the firing rounds here on shore, and give these crews some energy at Sarasota Nathan Benderson Park as they approach. We see a little bit of a lift in the stroke rates. Vero Beach making a move. They're going for it. It's now or never here in the last 250 of the race. You have to go for it. There's no more time in this race. You have to go now. They're going for it. They're fighting for this spot for that first place position. We see rates coming up. Blades going in a little bit sharper from Sarasota. They're trying everything they can to maintain that lead. It's looking like Sarasota is going to take the lead. And it's looking like Atlanta 2, Vero Beach 3, Space Coast 4, Bellin 5, and Orlando 6. We have Triangle Rowing Club still in the course, finishing their last 250 meters. Very well raced, gentlemen, in event 34, the men's U17 8 at the U.S. Rowing Southeast Youth Championships at Nathan Benderson Park. And well-earned rest here from these men's U17 8. That was a dogfight from wire to wire, so really well done to the crews finishing, to the Sarasota crew taking that top position. But all these crews, they went wire to wire trying to fight for that top spot. A lot of back and forth, a lot of hanging tough, and really, really well done. So congratulations to our crews. And now we're taking a look at the start